Hello, everyone. Welcome to Life Stories. I'm your anchor, Dr. Gloria Crosslin. I earned my doctorate degree in health administration. The purpose of this segment is to highlight life stories that are both uplifting and encouraging. Today, we're featuring Colonel June Copeland. Colonel Copeland is currently serving as the Integrated Personnel and Pay System Lead for the United States Army Reserve. I came across her incredible story and wanted to do a segment on her. Colonel Copeland is a West Point graduate. Interestingly enough, she has served her country of over 20 years and has simultaneously raised 3 daughters. Her oldest daughter, June, is a recent graduate of the Military Academy at West Point. Her twin daughters, Jalen and Jasmine, are currently seniors at guess where? Yes, the United Military Academy at West Point. Welcome to Life Stories, Colonel Copeland. Your path is definitely out of the ordinary, to say the least. Please share with the viewers some of the events of your life that brought you to this point.
Thank you, Dr. Crosslin, for the opportunity to share my story.
Yes.
I grew up in Detroit, Michigan with my parents and 2 brothers. I had a good childhood. My parents ensured we had everything that we needed and some of what we wanted. I didn't realize it at the time, but they would give me what I thought to be obscure lessons about hard work, honesty, loyalty, discipline. They require good character and accountability from us. But it wasn't until later on, when I got into the real world, that I realized that those lessons made me ready for the challenges of life. Now, how did I get in the military?
Yeah.
During our senior year in high school, my twin brother, Jerry, proposed that we enlisted in the Army. We were 17 at the time, so my mother had to sign for us. Mm-hmm. He went signal, and I went into the medical field. And after 3 years of service, I was accepted into the United States Military Academy. Graduating the academy was the hardest thing of my life. A couple of years after graduation, I found myself as a single mother with 3 children. I was scared and frustrated. Sadly, at that time, I didn't view myself as what they call a real adult. What I realized is that I had these little cherubs looking at me and depending on me to take care of them, and I couldn't fail them. Stationed away from my family, I knew the weight of success or failure was placed squarely on my shoulders. I took the lessons instilled at me at a young age and raised my children accordingly. As I fostered my relationship with them and developed my faith in God, I realized I had to begin preparing them for adulthood. I didn't start out to send them all to the military academy. I started out to ensure they had options in adulthood. Good grades, community service, athletics, discipline, respect. These were all pillars in my household. At different junctures, the girls came to me with their aspirations of being cadets at the academy. I thought it would be a hard experience for them, but one that would grow them in ways that I couldn't imagine. Because I remember how hard it was for me, I wanted to ensure I supported them in every way needed. Yes, the road was difficult for them, but my recent graduate says it was worth it. In 1 more year, the twins will be serving in the Army as well. The road has been gut-wrenching and stressful at times, but we're all better people having done that.
Well, that is a wonderful story that people can identify with. Growing up, learning hard lessons, experiencing some of life's obstacles, and using those lessons to raise a family on your own.
Yeah.
Definitely a tremendous example of how hard work and dedication pay off. You mentioned community service. How important is it to give back to the community, and how do you choose to give back?
The way I give back is through sharing my time and experience with our youth. My mom taught me that a long time ago, that my job was to raise my children to be good citizens of our country. In raising my daughters, I got to know their friends. I came into contact with children who weren't given just the basics. I feel I'm a good parent and I have information to share. I began to mentor children when my daughters were in elementary school. As they got older, the need increased as teens began to deal with complex issues, and they didn't have adults around them to connect with or to tell them, or who were even willing to listen. Children are our future, and it's important that we take time to nurture them.
Extraordinary insight, Colonel Copeland. On behalf of the community, I'd like to thank you for your service. Again, Colonel Copeland. Before we end our segment today, please share with us any potential plans you have on continuing service. Do you have any advice for families facing challenges?
West Point's mission statement is to provide the country with leaders of character for a lifetime of service to the nation. I've been in the Army every day since 1991. Soon it will be time to put down the mantle and focus on next steps. Since I've been groomed to serve, I intend to strengthen the declining status of our country's family unit and create resiliency in its citizens. As far as advice for anyone facing challenges, I'll share a story. Once I was told, June, you're black, you're female, and you're an adjutant general officer on an infantry post. Depending on what part of the country you hang your hat on, any of those can be considered as a hindrance. You can either let that intimidate you or personify the meaning of the word professionalism. If you can do that, you won't have any issues. The same principle can be applied practically to any problem. From the time we were born, we're put into boxes. Don't allow yourselves to be put in a box. Learn your craft. If you want to be a better spouse, research it. If you want to overcome childhood trauma, we have access to the world in the palm of our hands. There is no excuse not to know. The information is out there. When I separated from the kid's father, I didn't know how to balance my own checkbook. I had to learn the basics, and I had to learn them fast. The world tells us that you are limited, but you define your existence. You determine what you can and cannot do.
Well, you know, that's truly amazing, Colonel Copeland. I look forward to working with you again in other ways that we can support all women. We both want to see everyone succeed.
Absolutely.
Thanks again, Colonel Copeland, for sharing your life and gifts with the community and the world at large. Everyone, thank you for watching our show today. We'll see you soon again right here on GTV Networks, Fox 5 Plus.